Good morning, everyone. How's it going? This is Dan here with GrapeVineRecording, and thank you for tuning in today. I just want to preface this. This video isn't going to be as good as the latest few videos, which have been like a little bit of a higher production quality. This is not going to be one of them. The reason being is quite simply, I've been very busy the last week. That movie that I was working on, the one with the lightsabers, you can go and check the card up here if you want to go and watch the video on that. We're pretty much getting to the end of that. Well, I think at this point the video will, I think the movie will be done by the time you see this. So, I've been really busy with that. Deadline was approaching fast, and it just had to be done. I want to start doing like Grapevine videos once a week, and as you've been noticing the past couple of weeks, it's kind of landed on the Monday. I don't know whether that's the best day or not. It's just that's the way it's always felt. So I'll try and get these videos recorded the weekend before. But with said busyness, it's now the Monday, and we're kind of hashing a video together. So there's a couple of things I want to talk about in this video. First of all, I want to talk about ways to remain productive and like proactive and motivated. It's kind of a little bit weird because it's different for everyone, but I guess my way of doing it might be interesting to you. I'm not entirely sure, but we will see. I want to talk about a couple of gadgets that I've got. Well, one main gadget that I've got that you've noticed. You've already noticed it. That's what's good about it. And I guess how that ties in with the motivation, productiveness that I was talking about before. And then basically just a couple little things. What's going on with me, what's going on with the channel, what's going on with my work, things like that, and ideas that we've got for the future. So if you're new here and you haven't been here before, hence you being new, please consider subscribing. The more than likely will be something on the channel that you find interesting. We do product reviews, kind of tips and behind the scenes videos of how to make sounds for movies. And it might be something that you like, might be something that you're interested in. So motivation and productivity, kind of a tough one, because it's something, as I say, it is so different for everyone. The way I may motivate myself might be completely different to how you motivate yourself, and that's fine. It's one of them things where there's no right or wrong way of doing it. But I found a recent quote which really stuck with me and kind of made me think about things in a different way, and that is that motivation and productivity is entirely self-manufactured. It's not like when people say inspiration is just something that strikes at something that wasn't there, then something in the universe happens and boom, you're inspired. Where I don't necessarily think that's the case. I think motivation comes from within. It comes from yourself. You can self-motivate. You can you have your own desires and, dreams of what you want. And it's just whether them dreams or aspirations or anything are strong enough and it's something that you can go out and get is what makes you motivated to go and do that. I think that's definitely the case with me. It's something that I know what I want and I know what I want to achieve. I know what I want to get to. And I also know how difficult it is to go and do that. But I know what's required of me to go and do it. And it's the difficulty. It's the fact that what I'm trying to do is pretty hard to do. And not many people are in a fortunate enough position to do it. And my want to be part of that elite group is something that's really driving me forward. So therefore, I get up every day and stay up late every night trying to chase that dream as such. And because of how far-fetched or because of how hard it is to do it, that's the driving force for me. But again, that's always different for everyone because there's so many different things that you may want to do. And obviously, maybe some of these situations that I'm in aren't necessarily transferable to everyone else, but I think the core idea is the same, is that if you want something, you'll find a way to get up and get it. And I honestly believe that it's counterproductive to sit and wait for this so-called inspiration to come as a reason to go and do it. If it's something that you want to do, and if it's something that you strive to do and you think, well, this is something that I want to do either for a career, if it's something personal that you want to do, if it's an achievement that you've got set for yourself, then the only way that that's going to happen is by you going and getting it. And, the idiom, you create your own luck, is very much apt for this. You've just got to go out and put the work in, and it's just a number. You've heard this before. It's just a numbers game. Like, the more you do it, the more likely that you will succeed at it. I very much believe in the idea that failure only happens when you stop. The path that I'm currently taking is not the ideal path, and it's not the path that I wished for myself, because it's a bit of a harder path. But that doesn't mean you're doing it any worse than anyone else. It's just, you're going about it a different way. As long as you're still taking steps, it doesn't necessarily matter. It's when you decide to stop is when you truly fail. And that kind of leads into the other side of it for me, is that, I know where I want to be at the end, and I know how far and how kind of abstract that is, and, how difficult it is to get there. It's like, it's the peak of the mountain. And the only way you can do it, as I say, is by taking steps. So with that in mind, every day, I think I've spoke about this before I think it was kind of like a productivity video then. I'll put another card up here if you want to go and see that, is that you just do something every day. You try and achieve something. It doesn't have to be anything huge. You don't have to get up one day and go, well, today I got a job. A job that you were really looking forward to. Like, it doesn't have to be like, oh, well, today I got to the top of that mountain. It could just be, today I got up and did this. And it could just be something very inconsequential, but it makes that day, it makes something happen that day that is a step forward than what you were yesterday. And it can be tiny. It can be just getting in touch with a company. It could be, like, for me, for example, it could be just making this video. There are other things going on today, but, like, this is, I didn't want to say I was too busy, so I can't do this. Although, as we've already prefaced, this video probably isn't going to be as good as any of the other videos have been in the past couple of weeks. But it's still done, and it's still up, and it's still there. And that's very important to me. And I definitely think that I don't currently have it to hand. But, for example, this, just a notebook, do something every day. Just write it down. You've done something, and you'll start to challenge yourself then. And I think you'll start wanting to be positive. You start wanting to be motivated, and that's where you self-create a certain amount of motivation. That's kind of what I think about motivation and productivity and all that good stuff, and that's what I'm trying to do. That's what I'm trying to set that goal for myself, to do something every day and keep pushing and keep pushing and keep trying to climb to the top of that mountain. What was the other thing I said I was going to talk about? There was two other things. Oh, another gadget that I bought. The gadget that I bought is a new camera, and that's why I was saying you've probably seen it because I've been using it for a couple of weeks now. It's the Canon EOS 700D DSLR camera, and some of you may have noticed over the past couple of weeks, I can't remember exactly when I said it, but I said that I wanted to start focusing more on the production quality of the videos of the channel and try and make this look a little bit better than just using the webcam that I was using before. And I do believe that that's kind of the case. I do believe that these videos kind of at least look better than what it was. I'm back to using the trusty SM7, so it probably sounds a lot better than it has been because I was using lavalier mics and things like that, and the microphones on top of the camera, which aren't very good. But I'm going to address that in the future. I've got to kind of take baby steps because it's a bloody expensive thing to buy. But the reason why I said that this ties into productivity is because I also believe, God, there's a lot of beliefs getting thrown about in this video. I honestly believe that having an interest in something else that maybe is not exactly your entire focus, but just a little bit to the side of the focus, is a massive benefit as well. For example, with me, I want to work in films or TV or games or anything like that, like kind of media, creating audio. I am an audio guy. I've been doing audio for a few years, and that's kind of what my love is and what my career path will more than likely take me to. But as a side interest or as a hobby, I've started to enjoy photography and taking nice photographs and maybe learning a bit more about cameras and, you know, the ins and outs and workings of photography, such as aperture and shutter speed and stuff like that. And now, I don't know anything about this. Like, I don't know anything about it. I like to think that I know a little bit more now than I did last week, but I probably don't. But this has allowed me to remain very interested in new things, in something, you know, A lot of us are gearheads, you know, audio. We talk all day about microphones and compressors and vintage versus modern and tubes and valves and all that good stuff. And this is just another bit of kit to be interested in. It's a whole new world of stuff that I know nothing about, which is great because there's so much more stuff that I can now learn about and geek out on and talk about different size lenses and what the aperture is on said lens and this, that, and the other, and what zoom is, and the word telephoto. Never used the word telephoto in my life until the past couple of weeks, which is, you know, interesting in itself. But because you're remaining interested, and I think interest and positivity, you know, through interest is something that really like gets you going. It's like a cup of coffee in the morning. You get up and you want to learn something new, and photography and cameras and stuff like that have kind of done that for me. So this is the EOS 700D. It's just got a 18 to 55mm kit lens in, and it looks pretty good. I've got a softbox light above me. It looks better than what it did probably about 4 weeks ago when we were just using a webcam. And finally, I just want to talk a little bit about the channel. Thank you so very much. There's been quite a few subscribers over the past couple of weeks, and I'm very much grateful for you joining us. The video about the mic comparisons kind of doing very well in comparison to other videos, so that's super. I'm glad you're all liking it. I'm sure some people are watching this video because of that, so welcome. Glad you enjoyed it. Thank you for staying. And I'm planning on doing another similar video than that, and we're gonna look at the Blue Snowball. This is the microphone I've probably had longer than any other microphone. It is a beast. It is my boy, and I love it to death. So we're probably going to do a video where we're looking at that, just because it's a very nice, inexpensive mic to get people started on YouTube, and you know, it's very versatile. So yeah, a lot of new subscribers coming in. That's great. We're going to try and push to 500. Hopefully we can get to 500 before Christmas. Would be phenomenal. Definitely before the end of the year would be great. I've got a couple of ideas that I'm actually working on in terms, like, in the book, but a little bit more time is needed to get them ready because they're a little bit more of a production than stuff that I've been doing now. And, you know, with the stuff that we've got in the works and the stuff that I want to do next year, as in, like, I want to make 2017 the year of Grapevine. I really want to work on it as close to full time as I can, get a lot more videos in. I know now we're doing one video a week. We want to be doing more than that. Better stuff. We're going to be trying to get in touch with other channels, other professionals, try and get some things going. And I think it should be an interesting and fun time. I've got more movies to work on, which I'm kind of going through clearance to try and get to show you guys a lot of that, which again would be great. And we're just going to keep progressing as we are, and hopefully next year we can hit the ground running. And very lastly, before we end, this is definitely going to be the last bit, is that obviously we've got like a Facebook page, Twitter page, Instagram, all that stuff, which will be in the description. But I'd love to be able to like answer some questions. So if you guys want to get in touch with me, either like through this video, like the comments in this video, message me on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, whatever. Ask me some questions about either YouTube or films or me, if you want to, and we'll make a video like this where we just like a Q&A, if you will. And if you're interested in any of that, just let us know. Just let us know. But I feel like there was a lot of rambling in this, and I feel like there's a lot of stuff that's going to be cut out, which I'm going to do in a minute. But hopefully you've enjoyed it. We got through a lot of stuff. Next week we will return to our regularly scheduled transmissions. I think depends on whether we get it, but there'll be something. Don't worry. And hopefully you'll have a great week. Hit me up on Twitter if you want to chat. So yeah, you all have a good one, and I will see you all next week.